Okay. Live on the Instagram.
Welcome to Photography Chat with Merlin. Photography Chat with Merlin.
Welcome to another episode of the chat. Tonight we've got Alex on with us, and you're from the Bay Area, right?
Yes. Well, I'm living here right now. Living in San Jose.
In San Jose.
Yeah. Man Jose.
Where,
yeah.
Do you want to tell the peoples a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm actually Northern Irish, which people are always saying like, "Where's your accent?" But it definitely comes back whenever I talk about home. So yeah, I'm from Northern Ireland, although actually I was born in South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, my parents, there's like a 7-year gap between me and my brother because they were just told, oh, you're not gonna have another baby. So they were like, I guess we're gonna go like live somewhere else in the world. And like my dad was doing civil engineering, and then I popped along like halfway through the 80s, just being like, ha, surprise. But I don't remember that at all. We left when I was like 3, I think. So
Okay.
I don't remember that. Northern Ireland is like what I remember. But yeah, like I came to the Bay Area. My husband's from SoCal and he got a job at Netflix. So that's what brought us here. And I actually met him in Hong Kong.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, when I was working in Hong Kong. Because I was working as an English teacher. I'd been teaching I did a teaching degree after my normal undergrad degree. And it was like this thing where you've got a whole like 3 years degree shoved into 1 year, and it's really fucking stressful. So I was like, I want to go away. And I originally wanted to go to Japan, but I ended up going to China. And eventually I was there for a year, and then I left and went to Hong Kong, and then met my husband a few years later. And he is actually also called Alex.
So double Alex.
Yes, yeah. He is like.
Oh, geez.
That's all right.
You're trying to set a timer.
Oh, I thought it was like a real dog.
I mean, I could have played it that way, and you would have had no idea.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. So we actually met in Hong Kong, because we had mutual friends, and they were like, "Alex, meet Alex." Ha ha ha! It's funny. But then we
Was
just
that British Hong Kong or China Hong Kong?
Well, it was before. That was until like I was there from 2010 to 2015, and 2015 is when they started to do like all the protests, and then we've gone back like for a quick visit before, but we've also got like friends there still, and they say it's like not the same at all. So like it definitely felt more like Hong Kong when I was there. Like Hong Kong was like its own thing, and now it's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's definitely not like that anymore. It's a bit sad.
Yeah, now it's ruined.
Yeah, although I'm so so fucking pissed off. Both Alex, because he also does photography too. Both of us are pissed off that we didn't get into photography while we were in Hong Kong, because it would be so amazing.
Yeah, there's so much cool stuff to see there. Big Head Taco on Instagram, Take. He's a cool photographer that I know here in Vancouver, but he also does a lot of projects in Hong Kong. And
Oh.
yeah, he's been working on one project that he just had like not a gallery show, but like a showing of sorts here in Vancouver on Hong Kong neon because the government is banning neon.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he was saying is that the minute like one element of the whole neon sign burns out, they have to tear it out and either replace it with neon or just replace it with LEDs or just get rid of it. And
Yeah.
so he's been trying to like capture photos of all of these neon signs before
Mm.
they're all sort of eradicated and stuff. And it was really interesting to learn about that.
Oh, it's so like, yeah, because I think was it Akira is like modeled after Hong Kong with
Mhm.
all the neon and the kind of grungy like streets. And it really does fucking look like that. Like maybe not as much, but it's really you can see the influences. And yeah, I think that they were starting like just after I left, I think. I remember them getting rid of like a really famous neon, like huge neon sign, and everyone was like, what the fuck? Because yeah, the government.
Yeah, governments, sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
magical.
red tape bullshit. Yeah.
Let's not get into that one. That's
Yeah.
no fun.
You mean you don't want to have this be the political chat with no?
Well, I mean, sometimes it gets there. Like, the chat has been a really interesting platform over the past few years because I mean it started with the idea of just like talking to photographers and then like going from there. But we're all more than just photographers. We all have opinions and ideals and morals and desires and convictions, and that comes through sometimes. And so there's definitely been some interesting conversations on here, and that's where I'm trying to make more of an effort this year
Mm-hmm.
to rein it in a bit because as much fun as it was to have like 2-hour chats with homies, um, yeah, it's really hard to sort of keep people engaged for that long. So that's why I'm trying to keep it to a tight 60 on
Yeah.
episode this year.
Nice. No, I get it. I could talk like forever too. I think we were saying that. I'm like, oh yeah, I get you.
Totally, but not to say we can't get a little controversial. I mean,
Ah!
it's
No,
always fun.
I will tell you, I don't know anything. I'm stupid, so.
I wouldn't say that. So, how did you end up getting into photography?
Uh, well, there was a moment when I was in Hong Kong, I got an Instax Mini camera.
Okay.
And I also borrowed someone else's Instax wide camera for like a party. Um, and I liked it, but I think at the time I was just like, oh, I don't like this. And I think now I was like, I just didn't like the Instax Mini format. So, because like I've tried that again. I got that TL70 from Mint,
Okay.
and it was lovely. I love it, but the the mini is just so small. The image is so tiny. So like you just don't get the same like oomph from it. So yeah, I
That's
think
fair.
that's what it was. I just didn't like Instax Mini. And then I think it was during the pandemic. It was like 2021 or 22. I can't remember. Um, and I was like, I want to get an instant camera. And because my husband has been like in and out of doing photography for a few years, and he kept on being like, "Oh, you should like borrow my camera and stuff." And I was like, ugh, "I don't want to use a digital camera or a film camera." Oh, jeez.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. Where did they all go?
Technical difficulties.
Yes. Shit.
That's okay.
Sorry. Baby's back in. There we go. Did it go back?
All good. Can hear you loud
Oh
and
yeah,
clear.
cool. Perfect. All right. Um, yeah, I was like, I don't want to wait around for film cameras. Like that's kind of boring. So I was like, oh, what about instant? Because it's like kind of halfway. And I'm impatient. So like I want to see the image. So like I did a whole bunch of research, and I actually got an Instax or not Instax, SX70 Sonar, which I actually still use. This one here, this baby. I got a new skin on it. And yeah, I just started doing photography and got obsessed. But I only do instant. I haven't tried really to do any film or digital. I've just kind of been just obsessed with instant.
I mean, it's a really special medium. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's definitely a big magic there with it, that you don't really get with other formats at all.
Yeah, I just, man, I even love like all the types of instant, like Polaroid and Instax and pack film. Like I've got, unfortunately, gone into pack filming now. But now I just do my, my due diligence, and I get other people into it as well. So then we can be like, ha ha ha. Now
You
you
can
can
feel the
join.
misery of being like, fall in love with this thing that you
Yeah.
may never be able to try again.
Yeah. Although we just recently, a few of us were able to buy a big pack of like 20, 25, I think, of 25 double packs of 669.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and they worked. It was like, for me, I love the teal kind of like when it goes teal. So like I was
Yeah.
like, great, it's like nice and teal. um, and so I was just like, that's amazing. So now I have a bunch of 669 in my fridge.
Let's see. Oh no, apparently the stream on Instagram broke.
No. Ah.
Yeah, let's see. We're having trouble streaming this if you need it.
Oh, shit.
This continues. Try creating a new Instagram stream. Okay, let's edit that and we'll try another.
What? While we're figuring this out, maybe I should go grab the maxes, because I think these are going to like fall out again.
Sure thing.
Is that okay? All right, I'll come back in a little minute.
Ah, fuck. Do. Sorry, people. If you're still listening, it broke. We're fixing it, hopefully. Why is the grams gotta be so mean sometimes? Public. Next.
All right. Hi. Which way switch? There we go. Is that connected?
Yeah, I could hear you fine.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. That's much better. These won't fall off. They squish my hair, but it's okay. Let's see if I can take the hair. Are we back on Instagram?
I think so. We'll see if people join back in.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is like where I gotta convince people to. Oh yeah, there we go. We got people coming back. Sorry about that, guys. I'm trying out this new StreamYard thing, and it worked good last time with Lauren. I don't know why it's deciding to be a dink today.
It's because I break things. I actually do break things. known for like finding ways to fuck things up.
That's totally fair. So you're talking about how much you love 669.
Yeah. Yeah. I just love like I think the first pack of 669 that I got was like super teal and also like that perfect kind of point where the reds like really poke through as well. Like
Mm.
it's like a nice kind of like dark terracotta-y red. And I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
But
it has some really unique colors to it.
I love it. Like it's like a really stable, like I don't know, it's like kind of like a cockroach, you know? Like you've got other film like you have to like be like it's like I need to be in the fridge and like and then you've got like 669 which will be like I've spent 20 years in the garage and I'm great. Like yeah.
Yeah, it is
Like I've
pretty special.
oh yeah. I've gotten like other pack I've tried some other pack film as well that I've had a lot of duds.
Which has
um
been the worst one that you've worked with so far?
uh I've actually had pretty bad luck with like FP100C.
Really?
Yeah, because I've bought quite a few. Sometimes a few times they've worked. I've given a bunch away and they've worked perfectly for other people. And then the ones that I've shot, they all have like where all the highlights are all yellow, like that kind of piss
Oh,
yellow. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like so annoying. And then I think, yeah, I also fucked up. I think I tried to. Oh no, 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 that was Instax. Although like Instax is like kind of the similar kind of color temp, where I was like, I tried to take a picture of a beautiful sunset and like nothing came up because I was like, oh, can't handle.
yeah, I think when it gets kind of yellowy like that, I think that's usually like heat damage or something.
Uh, I mean, that makes sense, like for being here in the Bay. Because the FP100 that I've gotten was from, I think, yeah, from someone who was getting rid of all of his, like, and it was here, like up on the East Bay somewhere. So maybe the heat got to it.
Yeah, it can be kind of temperamental sometimes, but sometimes you get some interesting results from it. I guess sort of
Mm,
like I guess the frustration and joy of um expired films.
yeah. I think like yeah, I've been liking. I think that's why I like the 669 so much because like it's it's so weird. Like it's not that kind of like expired where it's like almost the same. It's like just totally fucked up, and I love that.
So what has been your favorite thing like other than 669, like what's been something that just really blew your mind and you were just like it just hooked you in even more?
Um, man, I think that there's a film that was from the Impossible days called Silver Shade, and I just by chance on eBay I bought it. I didn't at the time. I didn't even really know what the fuck it was, but I bought it and then used it, and it was amazing. It was like sepia-y colored, because it was so expired, but it was still like it still spread. It was still really cool, and like that is one film that I have been chasing now because I want there's nothing really that does that right now. It's just because it's not like black and white. It's that just interesting color. Because I've seen how it was meant to look when it first came out. It was like yeah, just kind of silvery. It was kind of like another film, a pack film that I got FP400B. And that's like super nice and silvery. I actually gave Nick Collingwood, Mr. Vintage, I gave him a pack, and it was just beautiful. Oh, so I've still got those 2 packs waiting to take pictures with them. But yeah, I'm still chasing that silver shade high. I've bought quite a few fucking duds of it. So
Yeah.
many, like, just brick, like the pods aren't even sandy, they're just solid.
That hurts so much when you run into that. Like, I've definitely yeah, I've had my fair share of, like, dried pods and,
Oh yeah.
it
I did have someone who was like, "Oh, you could use the negatives for something." I think maybe that was more for pack film, but
Mhm.
that's just too much work for me. I'm too lazy for that. I'm like, no, no, no.
That's totally fair. So, you've only ever done instant then?
Yeah, yeah. And well, I guess like stuff on my phone. But yeah, I've only done instant. I have I have a Lomo like fisheye camera that I got I think a couple years ago, and which still has most of a roll of 35 millimeter in it because I never think to
You
take
still
any
haven't
pictures with it.
finished the first roll from it?
No. Yeah, I
Holy
know.
shit.
I think, yeah, I just was like, that's the thing. It's like, that's the ADHD. I'm like, it didn't give me the image like right away. Um, so I don't know. I just don't think about it. But it doesn't, because instant doesn't give it too quickly either. So that's nice.
That's fair. Wow. I couldn't imagine that. Like, I have 2 cameras right now that have had a roll of film in them for, like, 3 weeks, and I feel really guilty about that.
Yeah, this poor little roll of 35 millimeter is just like, it's just being like, please, please shoot me. And I just don't hear it. Yeah.
Aw.
I've got too much the Polaroid and Instax to shoot. Yeah.
Hey, Hoyt, is that your liquor cabinet behind you?
Yeah, like we kind of so I'll move over a little bit here. So, oh Jesus Christ, I can't. So this is like our collection that we have. We used to live on a mountain, like the Santa Cruz Mountains, and
Okay.
there was literally one taxi, so we could never really go out. Someone always had to be DD, so we just started collecting, and then we kept collecting. And so yeah, so that's we've got a bunch of like uh whiskeys, we've got some gins, we've got some rums. This Kahlua rum here is really, really good. Um, it's
Oh,
like
wow.
it's really nice. It's like the best rum I've ever had. But yeah, but that's our our
That's fun.
bar. And then we actually barely even like make cocktails anymore. I feel like that's another yeah, it's like that role. This bar is like, please drink me.
That's pretty funny. So,
Oh,
I mean, being in the Bay Area, I've gotta say I'm a little envious of you being, like, down there because you got so many, like, rad groups going on down there where you've got, like, um, the, the Oakland photo shooter crew, it's, Cromwell in there,
oh
and,
yeah.
you got Brian and all the underdog peeps, and you got Jay with the SF Polo Walk stuff. Like, do you ever get a chance to take advantage of like all the different photo walks and stuff that go on in the Bay?
I have done some of them. I've like the ones that we've been going to recently actually are further south. They're this visual field trip. And they're like around Monterey.
What's that?
They're just like they're like a super chill, fun group. Like I think it's the most chill photo walk that I like have ever been on. They are very early in the morning, so they're
Oh,
like 8:30 in the morning. But I don't know. It's just really nice, and I love like because when you go further down like the coast towards Monterey, it gets all nice and like gloomy and misty, and I feel like that's more interesting than like up here.
okay.
I'm also, but that's because I'm from a place that like is gloomy and misty. So like everyone loves like the Bay Area and California, and I'm like, it's too hot. I don't like it.
The Bay Area is not hot at all, man.
Oh my God. Oh, see, you're gonna like my husband's gonna like you because he's like, it's not hot. And I'm like, it's hot to me.
It gets cold as fuck there sometimes.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
because like
hot as you gotta go to SoCal for that. Like,
I know, I
yeah,
know.
that's hot.
You see, our family down there live in Oxnard though. So that's like again, like Monterey, that's like, 70 like most of the year. Which is nice for me. But that's the
That's
thing, like Northern Ireland never ever was hot. Like it was God, I think probably the highest it would get would be like literally like 70 in the summer.
okay.
Yeah. So this is like I hope to eventually actually move somewhere with seasons. I'm working on my husband.
Where would you wanna go that has seasons?
Oh, I'd like to go to like Seattle area.
Well, I mean, they have 1 season. It's just rain.
Well, that's what I like. I like.
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, Vancouver is not dissimilar. Like, yeah, we have
Oh
a
yeah,
bit of
'cause
rain, and everyone's usually fucking miserable most of the time. And then, like, when we get that, like, 1 day of sunshine, everyone becomes human again, and it's kind of amazing.
nice. But
Yeah.
you get like snow and stuff then too, right?
Sometimes it really depends on, like, what area you're in. So,
Mm.
like, where my studio is, where I am right now, it's low enough down that it's basically just always, like, rain here. But then
Oh.
10 blocks up the same road to where I live, we're high enough up a hill where we get snow, and it usually sticks around for a bit. So,
Shit, that's
super
kind of
weird.
cool.
And then when you go down a few blocks more down the same street, down Main Street, and you get into, like, the downtown core, it just pretty much, like, stays rainy there all the time. There's
Mm.
really snow.
Oh, I love that. That's like that's
Yeah,
home.
like, my homie Simon that lives here, he's like, "Hail and sleet today," and he's not wrong. It's
Ah.
been kind
Hell
of a
yeah.
miserable day today.
Oh. I think it like did rain here today as well, but like yeah. No, I it's always makes me feel really cozy. Like other people I know that are like, oh, seasonal like affective disorder, and I'm just like, ooh, it's like cozy. I can get all like warmed up.
Cromwell says you would, fit right into Boston.
Oh, I would love that too. I don't think my husband's gonna go for over there for East Coast. I mean,
Why not?
I would love like New York. Like I would love New York and Boston and like anywhere in that kind of like New Englandy area. Yeah.
Boston is pretty cool.
He oh sorry.
No, I was just saying Boston's pretty cool. I like Boston a lot. What you're saying about your husband?
Oh yeah, like he's because his family are over here, both in Washington and down south in SoCal. Like I think it's just better to stay over here on this coast. I don't mind. I love Seattle and that area too. So like, I would love that.
That's fair.
So
Yeah, Seattle is really pretty. I have a lot of friends that live there, like,
mhm.
Abel, who is,
Yes,
come to Seattle, and Brandy lives there, and, yeah, I've got some, like, nerd homies
yeah.
that aren't photo peeps. Um,
Abel and Brandy are so awesome. Like Abel I've met a few times in different Polacons, but Brandy I just met at the last like Denton, Texas Policon, and yeah, I just love the instant people. They're so fun.
Abel's okay. He's all right.
Yeah, asshole.
Brandy, she was the first person to take me in when I went to my first Policon, and
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I think it was her and her friend Danielle. So yeah, I definitely have a soft spot for Brandy. She's one of my favorite Pola pals.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say it's safe to assume that you're going to Policon Bay Area in a few weeks.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I already first moment that I could buy tickets, I was like, bye.
Nice.
Um,
What's
although
your
this,
what's
sorry.
that? Sorry. Sorry, what were you saying?
I was gonna say like I don't think that I'll stay up there again. Like we're just gonna come like maybe stay up there on like Friday night. Last year we like did the whole weekend and
Okay.
it was really fun, but I was like, I am too old for staying out all the time. I was like, I'm just tired.
That's fair. It can get a little colorful sometimes.
Yeah, that's like I spent my like 20s. Like that was what we were doing in Hong Kong, like staying out until like 3 a.m. and stuff, and like drinking and nothing like really affects you. And then now I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, it's like you're dying. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I just want to sit and talk to my friends. Oh, it's too loud. Oh man. Mm. But my favorite anyway is like I've been to a couple of the Policon Bay Area ones, and my favorite is like the day in like the Parkside, like where you it's just everyone in there together, and it's like 80% like asking everyone for their portrait.
Yeah, totally.
And it's so much fun. This year I'm gonna use this one, the big pink big roid
Oh, nice.
from
Shout out to Mario.
Mario. Yeah. It's so fun. It's so awesome. Like Mario, he was making a few of these. I think he was doing them first um with the Instax, but I have like a 110B converted for Instax already. So I was like, can I get Polaroid? And I also had been like joking with him the whole time, being like, you should make a pink one. And then eventually he was like, do you want me to make you a pink one? I was like, yeah. It is so awesome. I love it.
Mario's a legend. I'm
Ah,
really looking forward to seeing him in a
ah,
few weeks.
he's so cool. He's so awesome. And he's always so nice, like every time you meet him, like I mean, that's like most of the Polo Pals. Like, yeah, you see them and it's like you just like had it was like were just with them, even though you haven't seen them in months.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the Polaroid world has been very like kind to me, and I've met so many great people through it that I'm extremely grateful for. So
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
I think
Um,
we're all a bunch of weirdos. So like when you're a weirdo and you find your fellow weirdos, it's like, yay,
yeah, there's a few weirdos out there for sure. Like,
it's me. Yeah.
it definitely happens. Um, so with all the Polaroids and instant film that you take, like, um, do you just do them for fun for the most part, or are you working on any projects, or like, is there a theme to some of the work that you do?
I mean, I'm still like I still consider myself like I'm just like a little baby photographer. I like don't really understand the triangle. I get it, and many people have explained it to me, but like I can't remember it when I'm like doing shit. um, so like I still feel like I'm mostly kind of doing stuff for fun and just seeing like what I can do. Um, especially with like I've been keep getting these new cameras, and then I'm like, I need to figure out how to use this camera now. um, and recently, I actually did this kind of impromptu set of photos because I got like a 5-pack of the Mickey frames, the old
Okay.
yeah. And I was like, I used a pack, and I was like, this is really fun. They're really good, and they work really well. And then I was like, what could I like take a picture of? Like, it's such a happy little frame. I should like kind of like look like insane and really upset. And I did that, and it was really cool. And I thought to do some of the embroidery on it because I do embroidery too. And yeah, that's like, I think that's the first post. I think that's, I mean, like the last post I've posted on Instagram. I haven't done anything since really. I did last year. I was doing a little bit of a personal project for myself. A little personal thing about me is that for the last 5 years, I was doing IVF. And in the end, it didn't work out. But that's okay, because also for 5 years, when everything is like all around like babies, it's kind of nice to be like, okay, this is the end. Because a lot of IVF is like, it's just a lot of waiting. You're
Yeah.
waiting for like meds to like make follicles and things, and then you're waiting for implantations, and yeah. And then because of COVID, because we started in like the end of 2019. So then we've had to stop for COVID. So then we're just waiting around again. So last year we decided to stop, and I did some like pictures around that, because I don't know, it's like something like when sometimes you have to work through things in your own way. It kind of like, I felt like I had to do it and make some kind of like IVF themed pictures, just to kind of like close the door, like, and be like, okay, that's done. Yeah. And so like that's kind of the last like intentional project that I did. Yeah, and for now, I actually have some more film coming, that some of the pink duochrome,
Oh,
because I
nice.
was able, yeah.
That's my favorite. The pink is like, it's so good.
I can't wait to get it. It's actually, I bought it off of eBay, and then I realized I knew the seller's name. It's that Fabian Kochen
I'm not sure.
Gokendorfer or something. He's like, he's all over like the Polaroid like Instagram like area, because he's over in Europe somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was like, ah, I recognize that guy. But I was able to get it like for like under 100. So I was like,
oh shit.
yeah. I mean,
For one pack, or did you get multiple?
yeah. No, I got one. I know. This is like me, both me and my husband have like our fun money for like, we save. Mine pretty much is like 90% film. So yeah. So it's good. I think that's like a good thing to do though for us, for kind of like reins in the spending, because especially with like expired Polaroid film, you can end up spending so much money.
You can. It's it's a lot. I've had to like tell myself no more film, because I have like, I don't know if you can see the two fridges right there.
Oh, two. Nice.
That's all film, and a little bit of beer, but mostly yeah.
Oh man, yeah, we had I first, like the very first month or so, I was keeping it in our normal fridge, and then I moved it to, we have this camping fridge that we have. Because that's another thing we like to do is like overlanding. Well, we haven't been able to really get overlanding yet, but we've done a lot of camping with it. So it was a camping fridge, and then now it's basically a film fridge that sometimes goes camping.
That's fair. Well,
Yeah.
you gotta get your film its own fridge.
I don't. Well, this one, I think this one works nicely, and also because it's now like full. Especially, I was actually working through quite a bit of the normal 600 film, and then I've filled up that space now with those like 10 packs of 669 that I got. So now I'm like, shit, I gotta shoot my pack film camera instead.
That's fair. Yeah, I just picked up a bunch of Polaroid film last night from a US mailbox that I'd been taking my sweet time to go pick up. It was like another box of the duochrome yellow 8x10. And then,
ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's been a really fun film to use. And then I got a couple 600 duochrome yellows, and then a bunch of that Retinex I-type. So.
I like the Retinex ones. Like, I think it's been a really good, like, solid chemistry. Where I can, like, because sometimes when you're shooting Polaroid, you feel like, you get dialed in with one pack and then you put a new pack in and you're like, oh shit, it's not the same.
Yeah, exactly.
And you only get like 8 shots, so you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's the joy of it, is like, it's sometimes it's kind of precious, but I don't know. I always tell people if they want consistency, shoot Instax.
Oh yeah. But then like with Instax, I don't know, like it's nice, but you don't get the same warmth. I'm like, if I want stuff that's like cooler toned, then like Instax is good. But if I want something warm toned, then I want Polaroid.
That's totally fair. I'm gonna subject you to a thing really quickly. I'm sorry.
No,
my brother is calling, and I'm supposed to go see him.
Hola.
Hey, you're on the internet.
The interwebs.
You're on the interwebs. I'm doing my podcast right now when you called.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah. now you're on it. Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Not bad. This Alex is on here. Alex, this is my little brother Glenn.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yeah.
What's happening?
We're on the internet. We're talking
Just
about
chatting.
like Polaroid film and wasting money, and
yeah.
It's an expensive thing, man.
It is a very expensive thing. Yeah.
My favorite format is disposable cameras. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I can see that.
I had them at my wedding, man. I had like 60 of them just on the tables, chilling. There was some inappropriate shit that got taken. That's pretty funny.
Dude, you've never shown me that. Well,
there was like ball sacks and Gucci. There's a lot of stuff. I'm surprised that they actually printed them at Walmart. We got them back and it was like, oh.
I'm surprised that they like developed those and sent them back. Like,
yeah, I don't know how it. I mean, it was 2008, so like maybe it was okay back then.
I've got
that long ago.
I had friends that worked at photo labs, and like they would say that they've seen some shit. Like,
oh, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cool pictures. There's like a lot of wasted film, and then there was the Gooch stuff. So I don't know. It wasn't a waste.
If only OnlyFans existed when you got married, you could have made some money off of it.
I know, right? Yeah, only Gooches. Yeah.
Yeah,
only Gooches.
You could be like, it's all Gucci.
It's all Gucci, baby.
Oh,
but yeah, I'll have to dig some of those out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're calling about me coming up tomorrow. So I was meaning to call you
Yeah,
to find out. I'm probably gonna leave in the morning sometime.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. What time you work until?
I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, sweet. Well, yeah, I'm gonna probably leave first thing in the morning, so get there probably just after lunchtime or something.
Oh, well, drive safe. The Coke is closed today. I think it just reopened.
I think it was closed up by Revelstoke. So
I don't know about that.
that was he. I'm sure my Escape will do just fine.
Yeah, you'll be good. Anyway, I'll let you guys get back to it.
All right, love you, buddy.
Yeah, like you.
Okay, bye.
See.
Sorry about that. We've been playing phone tag, so I just had to like.
Oh, yeah. No, I get it. No, of course. I was like in those stupid, like impulsive thoughts. I was like, I should say I love you too. Be like, love you, bye.
I mean, yeah, he wouldn't be upset about that. Um,
Oh, man.
but yeah, I'm headed up to go see my niece and nephew, or my nieces and nephews, because my other brother lives up back home too. So.
Oh, nice. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from like a little town in the Rockies called Kimberly. But all the family relocated to a town called Kamloops, which is about 4 hours northeast of Vancouver.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I'm like, ooh, I actually think I've seen. I like that made like I had heard that name before. I was like, ooh, that's cool.
It's okay. Like it, the kids like it, so that's all that matters.
Nice.
Yeah.
How old are the kids?
They range from 7 to 13. There's 2
Oh,
boys and 2 girls. My brothers have a pair of each.
oh, that's nice. Yay.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. So I get to be Funkle Merlin. I go visit. So
Nice.
my older nephew blew up his iMac, so I'm bringing up a new one for him.
Shit. How did he do that?
Well, I don't think he did specifically. It was just
Oh.
old. It was like a old like
Oh.
2011 iMac, so it was
Oh, so like on its last legs, basically. Anyway.
yeah, it was like a hand-me-down, like
A few times hand me down.
yeah.
I do like that's like I love Apple computers and stuff, but I have found that like yeah, they'll last like a while and then they like they don't like just get gradually worse. Like they'll just like fucking die suddenly and be like, I'm dead now.
I think it just like overheated and then just like
Yeah.
just itself. So yeah, I've got another. It's not like brand new, but you know it'll do for him. But
Yeah.
I gotta get him something because I gave his sister a super pimped out setup, and then he got all upset because he's like, "Why does she get a computer and I don't get a computer?" So
Yeah, that makes sense. And is he? You said he's older. Is he the 13-year-old or?
no, so the 7 and 13-year-old belong to my middle brother.
Ah.
He's got a 13-year-old daughter, 7-year-old son, and he's a firecracker. He's got a definite touch of the tism, and he's a spicy little feller. I get a kick out of hanging out with him, and then my Glenn's kids, they're 10 and 8.
Oh, so they're closer in age. So there's definitely that like comparison.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're super competitive and very scrappy. So it's always interesting hanging out with them. My niece Coco, she's kind of an asshole. Like, you know,
Good for her.
100% of an asshole actually. She is my favorite niece.
You're like, I like the spicy ones.
Well, yeah, but she's such a dickhead. Like, you know, not a little. I'm a lot out of shape, and they bullied me into going into the trampoline with them in the summer, and both of them double bounced me, and I like slipped because I was wearing like slippery socks, and I'm trying to get up, and they're just like jumping around me,
Little
and
shits.
I can't get up. And they're like, "Come on, Uncle Merlin, get up! Come on! Oh, you're like a turtle stuck on your back, Turtle Merlin." And like it was just ruthless. And any chance she can get, will tell people the story about how she double bounced her fat uncle, and then he couldn't get up again.
God. Oh my God. Kids are like they're the worst and the best at the same time.
Absolutely.
And like you said, they're ruthless.
Oh, like we've had a very unseasonably warm winter up here in BC. And last time I was visiting, it was warm enough to go out on the trampoline. And she's like, "Hey, Uncle Merlin, you want to go out on the trampoline? I can like bounce you on your back again. You can get stuck and you can wall around." And be like, "Fuck you."
She's like, let me just re-traumatize my uncle here.
Yeah, that's her favorite shit. There, yeah.
Now
It's
kids are like, they're just horribly honest. Like, yeah, and when I was teaching in Hong Kong, I had like kids be like, "Miss McNeese," because that was my maiden name. They're like, "Miss McNeese, why are you fat?" And I was just like, I just am. And they're like, "Oh, okay." They're like, "But you have to be, yeah, you've got to be like, oh, it's nothing," and then go cry later. But
and you can't let them know they're winning.
exactly, yes.
'Cause then they'll be like, "That I'm gonna do that again," because
Oh,
I
my
know they
God,
don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, when you say a bad word or something and they're like, "Ha, okay, we're gonna repeat that one like 40 times." Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love hearing kids swear. It's like my favorite shit ever. Like it's like every time I hear a kid say fuck, it's like an angel gets their wings or something. Like it's
I love those videos where it's like a kid being like, "Can I cuss? Can I cuss?" And the like parents like, "Yes," and they're like, "Damn!" And it's like,
yeah.
"Oh, there's so many better words you could have done."
I mean, it's cute though when they do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, like I think I was like when I was like 7 or 8, I remember being like, "I'm gonna tell the teacher," because they were saying stupid. And I was like,
okay.
"That's a bad word." And like now I look back and I'm like, "Oh, you cringy little shit."
You're like, there's so many more bad words that are
Oh
just
yeah.
yeah, I have a terrible vocabulary. It's
I mean, I do. I have very bad vocabulary that I've had to tone down because Americans don't swear as much.
really
Especially, oh my God, yeah. Like,
like comparative to like Irish people or
oh yeah,
okay,
like
I see that.
like we use the C word like all the
I
time.
fucking love the C word.
Oh,
It's
it's great.
it's magnificent. It's
Yeah.
when used appropriately. Like it's you can't just like fucking throw it around wherever. Like you gotta. It needs to be well placed.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it's like one of the last words which can actually like throw a punch like into what you're saying. Like yeah,
Exactly. It's like it's like a good exclamation. Like
yeah.
Nick says cantaloupe. I mean, cantaloupe can be a dirty word. Like it's not as
Like
bad as
melon.
honeydew. Nobody fucking likes honeydew. Like that's just it tastes like static
Mhm,
and sadness that just
mhm.
ruling out of your face. Oof, nope.
I actually do that. Like you guys are probably gonna be so mad. I hate watermelon.
Really?
I think it tastes of nothing. So like,
Well, it's
yeah,
basically water. It's like
yeah,
yeah, it's like fleshy water. That's all
yeah.
it is.
So I'm like, I don't want that.
Yeah. Cromwell says cantilever. I mean, you're getting close. Change
absolutely.
change the A to a different letter and drop the lever, and you're there.
It's so good. It's such a good word. And it's like it could be happy as well. Like, I think that's like people hear it's like, oh, it's a bad word. It's like, no, you can use
No.
it to be like, it's like, you fucking.
Exactly.
Because,
You know, it's like when you flip your homies off. Like, it's not always an angry thing. Like, you know,
yeah.
it's if Magoozy gets it, he said, "See you next Tuesday."
Exactly. Yes. It's the see you next Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
I always like those kind of like little play thing. I had this one boss when I worked in retail, like forever ago, that whenever we had customers that were like a waste of time, he would call them TWAs, time wasting assholes. And if he wanted to get like really spicy about it, he would like if they were taking a lot of our time up when we were talking to them, he would walk up to the customer and be like, "Excuse me, sir. I'm just kind of curious. What airline do you like to frequent? I kind of feel like you're a real sort of like TWA sort of person, you know." And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it's an old airline. I don't know if it exists anymore, but you definitely seem like you'd fit their clientele."
Nice. I love it.
That was a real piece of work.
Oh, that reminds me of another word that I'm afraid that you guys keep pronouncing wrong.
What's that?
It's related to the TWA. Add a T on the end. Like, I hear Americans say it, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, like, you know, twit, but not quite.
Yeah. Because
I mean,
like people
that's
like
a
they
good
do
one
it with like
too.
an aw kind of sound. I'm like, mm-mm. like I'm like, I don't
Oh,
want to
yeah,
say
yeah.
it.
So it's like twat versus twat.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's why I'm like, it sounds so much better with just like with twat. Like that's what it
Yeah.
is. Like,
It's got a little bit more punch. I also
yeah,
do have to admit that I really fucking love hearing Australians say no.
no,
"Ner."
no, clear.
Or the H is HR. Like, that shit fucking kills me.
Oh man.
My homie Cohen's like, "What have I walked into? Twat versus twat." It's like, I
Oh,
mean,
a very important linguistic discussion is what's going on.
I think what he means is he wants to talk about the upcoming election that you guys have.
Yeah. Well, not me actually. I am not an American citizen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dodge a
I've
bullet.
actually. Well, I could be. That's the thing. But I decided there wasn't any benefit.
That's fair.
I mean, if we lived in a state where like it would really matter, then I would probably do it. But like I live in California, it's always blue. So
That's fair.
I did
Yeah.
have someone like those people that are always outside like Target and Whole Foods that are doing like taking your name down and signatures for whatever
Yeah, yeah.
bill. I had someone usually like it's like a superpower, and they'll ask me, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm not a citizen," and then they're like, "Okay." But this guy, like I said that, "Oh, I'm not a citizen," and he went, "Why not?"
Oh, shit.
And I was like, "What?" Because I don't know. He was like, "What do you say to that?" Like he's so offended that I'm not. Why wouldn't you want to be an American citizen? It's like, well,
Dude's like, "Let's throw down on this," you know? "Why aren't you
like
patriotic?
I'm just
Why don't
working
you
at
have guns?"
Target. Oh god, but that's like the only person that ever like other people who are like, "You're not a citizen." They're like, "Yeah, I get it."
That's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
citizen of what? But, do you have any, like, things that you're planning on wanting to work on to, like, you know, I know you mentioned you're, like, sort of still in that amateur mode.
Mm.
Do train of thought, but is there like are you wanting to do like maybe a show at some point, or put together like,
Um,
a book or something, or
yeah, I have sent some like things for competition before, and like
Right.
uh
It's just like we gotta wrap it up soon, but yeah. All right. Finish your thought there.
yeah, I've sent some stuff off before, and like I probably would like to do like a friend kind of show at some point. I want to do more portraits actually.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to do more portraits, which I need to like get more into that part of the community here. And because like the only portraits that I've done was actually with my friend Ollie.
Yeah.
You might have met her here at some point at the Policom Bay Area like a few years ago. But yeah, she's awesome. And she had been asked for like to do a collab with this model. And she like invited me to come along and also do some photos too. So I was like, yay. And then yeah, I want to do some portraits on, especially on pack film, all the pack film I have. And like, I really want to do portraits with those. That's what I'm saving them for.
Not to give you another reason to waste money, but if you're gonna do portraits on pack film, you should buy a 4x5.
We've been thinking of doing that. Like, it wasn't a 4x5, but we just lost out on getting a full like horseman kit. It's like a multi-format one. Horseman, it's like a press camera.
Yeah.
This one was like something like 6 something 5. Because they usually the whole kit is like over 1,000. And this was on this this, I think you might have it too, called Max Sold. It's like an auction site, but you have to do pickup. So like there's always a lot less people that are like on it, because you have to be in the area to pick it up. And we almost got it, but it was definitely me and this other guy just going against each other. And I gave up around like 500 something. I was like, I don't want to spend too much. But yeah, I've flirted with like Graflex.
Nice port. Yeah, a Graflex would be solid too. Yeah, it's like
I would love to do like kind of what Nick has with the like Graflex with the Aero Ektar. He's so dreamy.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
I mean, if you did like you could probably find a cheap like rail cam like 4x5 with like a 135 lens for probably like $300-400 if you look around. Well, yeah, I guess you could go. Nick says quit farting around and go with an 8x10, but it's
like I have no space. We don't live in a house. We live in a condo like apartment. So I know, and Nick's gonna be like, just keep it in your living room, but I don't want it.
No, a 4x5 is a good start.
Yeah.
It's rail cams are usually super cheap. They do take up a bit more space, but like fuck, Intrepid makes a really tiny 4x5 fold up guy. And those are fairly cheap new, the Intrepids.
Ooh.
So it's
if anyone watching, like just DM me fucking 4x5 cameras and be like, get this, or you should look into this.
Yeah, it's like a decent starter one for porch, like a 135 would work out well on that one.
Nice.
It'll give you some movement, and you can usually find those like pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So
and I think like we could.
I don't know if Facebook Marketplace is good down there. That's I got a ton of stuff up there.
I got rid of Facebook.
Yeah,
you
can still try Craigslist.
Craigslist it is interesting. I mean, there's Blue Moon Camera, like
Okay,
here.
yeah.
They're pretty awesome. I keep seeing really good deals with them. So I mean, eventually we probably will end up getting from them. But there's a lot of weird garbage and over like really expensive garbage too. I think there's a lot of like retired photographers or retired amateur photographers here who are all like trying to sell their shit.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then
Def-
because it's the Bay Area, it's so fucking expensive. I'm like,
oh, what are you talking about? It's super affordable there.
so affordable. Yeah.
The most affordable.
It's stupid.
Well, I'm looking forward to catching up with you at PolaCon, and seeing all the Pola homies. And
Hell yeah.
I really appreciate you spending some time chatting with me and with my fam tonight. And
Yeah.
you know,
Tell your brother I said hi again.
I'll let him know tomorrow when I see him. Is there any parting words you'd like to leave the folks with before we wrap up?
I don't know. I don't know. Everyone's awesome that I've met during all of this, and they're all really fantastic at like encouraging you and yeah, I think this community is just so welcoming. Except for Abel, that asshole.
Yeah, what a dick.
Yeah, fucker.
Love you, Belle.
No, we love Chofa, the cat. Like, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I'm just really happy to be part of this community. It's really, really awesome. And yeah, everyone please keep telling me how to do shit because I don't know how to do it. So
Well, I'm sure people will. And yeah, you know, shout out to the Pola community. Y'all are the best. I feel like those for everyone being so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And
man.
on that note, I'm gonna let Mr. Mocha walk us out. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight, Alex. Looking forward to catching up
course.
with you in a couple weeks.
yeah.
And next episode is going to be with Adam. He is a local proprietor of a film lab here in Vancouver. He calls himself Mr. Consistent, and I've been using him, and he's fairly consistent. So
Nice.
join us and chat with us about all things, and there might be a surprise episode in between as well. So
Ooh.
I'm not gonna like
Exciting.
let too much loose on that, but you know,
Ooh.
stay tuned. So, but thank you, Alex. I hope you have a great evening, and thank you everyone for hanging out with us tonight.
Hell yeah. Thank you for having me on. That was awesome.
Anytime. Okay. And this guy and that one.